Bam! Good morning, everybody. All right. So I'm going to jump into it really fast. So if you are ordering from Andertons, so let me start off this with I'm a big fan of the YouTube channel. I'm a big fan of Danish Pete and, the whole cast. I've been watching their YouTube for years and years. Probably got me through some bad COVID days. Not that I had COVID, but just those days. Anyway, but I finally made a purchase through Andertons, and I want to spare you the same issues that I had. So hopefully, make your life easier. So shipping cost about $40 to ship. It may have been 37 to 42, somewhere in there, which wasn't bad. I've ordered stuff from Toman, Harley Benton, and their shipping ever since COVID really it's about $75 to $80. So I didn't think it was too bad ordering an amp. I'll get into the amp later. Anyway, but DHL, watch out for DHL. They kept sending me notices that they tried to deliver it and the delivery failed because I wasn't here. I work from home, so I was here, and I would try to go and chat with them. Their chat people seemed to be pretty rude to me. Didn't really answer my question. I'm like, you're telling me that you tried to ship it, but you tried to deliver it, but you didn't. And they kept wanting me to select redelivery options, and the only option on the redelivery was to basically sign away my rights to say that DHL wasn't liable if it was broken or stolen or anything like that. And I'm like, no. And they wanted to have me select basically a non-signature option where I didn't have to sign for it. Well, after about 3 days of this telling me that they tried to deliver, finally I get a notification that the day before they said they were going to deliver between like 5:30 and 7:30. Didn't show up. The next day I got an email saying they were going to deliver, and I got a notification via text, I think, that said the delivery person was en route. I got a call earlier from the delivery person verifying my location, so that was good. But then they just dropped it off on the porch. Didn't sign for it, even though you're supposed to. And anyway, when it showed up, the box, the tape was cut on both sides, but the amp was all right. The amp was in a box inside of a box, so it seemed to be okay. Seemed to be. We'll get to that in a minute. Second part, after I got the amp, one of the things that I didn't really super investigate, I knew that the UK has a different power, but I've had a Black Star amp before, and that's what I ended up getting. And I didn't have to worry about whether or not it was 220 or 110 or anything else crazy. I got it. It had a 110 plug-in and worked, no issues. But I did order that from Sweetwater. This time I ordered it from Andertons, and when it came in with that plug. So this is your UK 220, from what I understand. And to be honest, I am not a electronic whiz, so I thought maybe I could plug in my standard 110 into it. This part fit, no big deal. This obviously fits in my plug-in. It did power up the amp. The light came on. However, I got no juice whatsoever. So at first I thought maybe it was broken because DHL probably didn't take care of the package. So I emailed Andertons, but I also said, hey, I tried the 110 plug-in. Maybe that's the issue. Do I need I don't want to send the amp back. I don't have a problem, no problem with the Andertons, no problem with, I just want to know. And they basically said, well, we made it clear on the website in the description that, you had to use a power converter. And then I went back through the description. There is no mention of that in the description. So I emailed them back and said, hey, I went back through the description. There is no mention of that. And they said, well, it's within the buyer's agreement. After you select buy, then there's another link you go into, and it has this whole like dissertation about a bunch of different things. And nope, I didn't read the fine print. Maybe I should have, but I would just think that maybe if they noticed that this was a purchaser from America, that there would be like a warning or a caution or a note, big, hey, you're United States, maybe you should be aware of this, whatever. My deal is it wasn't in the description, it wasn't clear, and you would really have to dig for that information. Now, again, I'm a noob as far as that's all concerned, so I'm not going to blame Andertons. I just kind of wish that it was just bigger bold print. Hey, dummy, check this out. So anyway, the issue there is that you have to actually get it's called a step down or step up converter. So I need to step down from 220 to 110 volt. So if you're looking it up online, look up a step down converter or a step up converter, 220 to 110 volt. And I ordered one on Walmart.com. The one I ordered was $34. They say they kind of indicated through watching several videos that for every watt that or like every 10 watts, you should have like 40 watt capacity on your device. So if you had like 100 watt, you should have a 400 watt converter. So the converter I ended up getting, even though the amp is only a 10 watt amp, I ended up getting a 400 watt step down deal. So I'm, like I said, I'm newbie, but hopefully I'm going to spare you the heartache. Okay. So those ran anywhere from, the cheapest one I found was 34, and there were some that were a couple hundred. So, I hope that it's not loud. I hope it's quiet. So we'll see. So I had to order that. The next thing that I would like to point out is that when you order on Andertons, unlike ordering on Thomann, the price that you see on Thomann is in dollars. So let me preface this with, you can go to the German Thomann website, and you can go to the United States Thomann website or the English Thomann website or whatever. I normally would like put in Thomann USA, and I would have a different website. So with Andertons, they only have the UK pound rate. So for me, when it said 300 pounds for the amp, the conversion was about 380. That was shipping and all. And when I looked at the prices for this amp that I did get, they were about 550 here. So I still think I got a good deal, even with having to buy the converter. Didn't want to buy a converter, but that's life. So anyway, those were some of the things that I thought, anybody who's ordering from Andertons that is here in the US might want to be aware of, so that your life is not as difficult as mine. So anyway, the amp I ordered break my back. Is this. And once I get the converter, we will plug it up, try it out, and demo it. It is a 10 watt amp that has, or sorry, 5 watt. And it has you can go down to 0.5 watts. So I've watched a lot of demos. It's something that I like I like the tube sound. I like the reverb. I really liked my last Black Star. I had a Club 40, I think. It was just heavy. It's not something I was using at the time. And I ended up getting a Marshall Origin, real cheap. And I really like the Marshall Origin. It's just, it doesn't have as much natural like tube grit that I'm kind of interested in. So anyway, there you go. Hopefully I'll spare you time, energy, money, and all that jazz. Take care, God bless, and I hope you have a wonderful day. Bye.